this is less than 12 hours from the addition of all the rice and the yeast. I'm pleasantly surprised. It's already started fermenting, so what that tells us is that, first of all, that komikoji is converting that rice to fermentable sugars, and the yeast are fermenting that. I'm totally excited. Let's see what happens over the next several days. I am here, and with stir stick in hand, we're about to do our, this is about a 50-hour update, a little over 2 days. I'm just simply amazed at how this process works, and it's straightforward, and it's very, look at this. It's working extremely well. Now, just as planned, now you'll see I've got a little bit of condensation in here, because just as in all fermentations that take place, there's a certain amount of heat that's generated from all this activity that's going on inside. Now, added to that is also the activity of the komikoji that is converting all those starches to fermentable sugars. So we've got a lot of things happening at one time. Now, when I originally filled this, I was kind of almost concerned, because I could see that there was just enough water, and the rice was all the way up here, and they had probably about about 1/8 of an inch of water above that. I was like, wow. Now that has since dissipated, meaning the rice itself, and you can see now that there's just a white liquid here, and you can still see some rice at the bottom. So this rice is being broken down to its organic properties in that yeast, and you can see it's fermenting great, is fermenting the bejesus out of it. So what we need to do now is we need to just stir it. Now, the first time I stirred this, you stir, they say, once a day. The first time I stirred this, it was like, really, it's like thick, like moving a whole lot of rice around in water, which is what we were doing. I'm interested to see what it's going to be like today. First, I'm going to give it a whiff. Oh yeah, I could smell that alcohol. It really has a gentle, sweet aroma to it. And I can see bubbles popping up now. This time it's just like a liquid. I can feel a little bit in there, but there is no resistance whatsoever. So this is really coming along well. Now, that's what happens when you stir it up. Look at that activity. It is absolutely going bonkers on me. So I'm happy. Hopefully you're happy. We're going to come back and check on this in another day or two. And you know what? I might just go ahead and post that after that, because you can see that it's working extremely well. And then later on, we will taste. Oh, and don't forget, if you get an opportunity, just subscribe. Hit the bell, you get the notifications, share us with your friends. And as always, you can leave comments below, or you can call or send me an email. I'm that close. Well, brewers, distillers, now sake makers. We're on day, 5? Day 5 of this. And now you can really see the difference in where the rice is, because the rice is way down here, parts of it anyway, and all of this is just a milky liquid. This thing, you can see it's still fermenting and bubbling away. And I've got my stir stick, and just like they say, every day give it a stir. I actually walk by it and give it a shake too, throughout the day periodically. This has really turned out to be an interesting project, I just wish I could describe that, but that is really nice. Give this a good stir, and you can see how liquidy it is now compared to how it started when it was really thick, almost similar to how your flake corn would be. How it turns into a porridge, and then when you use amylase to it, it turns like a really thin soup. This is doing the exact same thing, but without amylase, because amylase wouldn't do this. So again, this is just another one of those science projects that seems to be working out extremely well for us. I just can't wait to taste it. You guessed it. This is day 9. This is day 9 of our sake. And it's still fermenting. I just want to give you an update on this, and this will probably be the last update. It's just, things are just going along so well, and it's just, this is a slow process. Plus, I'll be out of town for a couple of days. I want you to get a good close look and see what I've got in here. I know you can pick it up on the screen. You can see that we've got rice way down here. And it starts, the level is about from here all the way down. But these are not full rice kernels. They're just really, really tiny pieces of kernel that are still broken up and breaking up. And I've got a really small layer, thin layer at the very top. Now remember, this thing started with rice all the way up to here. So, and it's going along just fine. So now it's time to give it its stir. And just, you know, like always, we star sand on the spoon. And we'll give it a good stir. I can smell that sweet aroma of alcohol. And there she goes. She starts bubbling on us again. One more little tip that I want to share is someone wrote in and asked about mixing the star sand in a spray bottle to use as a sanitizer. Okay, first caution. Always put the water in the bottle first and then add the sanitizer afterwards. Reason being is that it forms so much foam and suds, you'll never get it full of water. It'll be all full of foam if you do it reversed. So this stuff is really, really powerful. It's used everywhere in hospitals, restaurants. It's a sanitizer, and it's 2 ounces per 5 gallons. That'll go a long way. This thing will last you for, this is my 2nd bottle in like 6 years. So it just take like half a teaspoon, fill your bottle up with water, and pour your half a teaspoon in the top, put the lid back on it, give it a quick shake, and you've got sanitizer. Now, this is a contact sanitizer, and I use it religiously on just about anything and everything that's going to come into contact. And yeah, I just use it on everything. And just give it a spray, a shake, and it's ready to use. No rinse, just pop her in there. So it'll sanitize that. It also works great on the bottom of that shower curtain. You know how that mold builds up? Well, once a week. Everywhere. Around the house, in the shop. All of your brewing utensils and things. It's really, really good stuff. Well, that's going to bring us to just about, this is about that point where, you know, I've got a little over a week left, and I'm headed out of town for a couple of days, going to New Orleans for another exciting visit. And when I get back, I'm going to have to strain this and separate it out, and then, of course, we'll give it a taste, and I'll let you know what it's like. There's a lot of things we can do with this. So, until we see you next time, as always, happy distilling, or in this case, sake making.